Russia-Ukraine war latest news. Ukraine war briefing. Zelensky believes Kursk indicates Putin's red lines are bluff. Volodymyr Zelensky claimed Ukraine's invasion of Russia's Kursk area proves Kremlin retribution threats are a bluff and urged Kiev's allies to remove restrictions on using their weapons against Russian targets. Ukrainian forces controlled almost 1,250 square kilometers, 483 sq miles, in 92 Kursk localities, Zelensky claimed. The president told Ukrainian diplomats that naive, fictitious concept of so-called red lines had crumbled apart. Zelensky asked allies to aid Ukraine more boldly despite allies' limits. The world knows that this fight depends entirely on courage, ours and our partners. Bold decisions for Ukraine, bold support. Dan Sabah reports that Ukraine demolished a third Kursk bridge across the same river in an apparent attempt to expand Zelensky's military buffer zone into Russia. Kiev's forces are fighting ferociously around Pokrovsk, where Russia has steadily pushed in recent weeks. According to local military administration director Serhiy Dobryak, Russian forces were 10 kilometers, 6 miles, from the outskirts on Monday. Citizens with young children and large baggage evacuated Pokrovsk on Monday under orders. On Tuesday, local authorities ordered residents to flee the city and adjacent towns and villages because Russian military were advancing swiftly. Officials estimated that 53,000 people lived in Pokrovsk, some of whom left immediately. Ukraine's top general said Kiev was doing all necessary to preserve Toretsk as Moscow threatened Ukrainian supply lines. Russia claimed to have taken Zelenskiy. Tavria spokesperson Dmytro Lakovyi claimed Russian ground assaults on the war's southern Ukrainian front had diminished from last week. Ukrinform reported that Lakovyi did not indicate if Ukraine's Kursk incursion was to blame. A third day without fighting in Zaporizhia's Orakovo and Guliai-Pali regions. Russian glide bombs continued to pound Ukrainian-held areas on the western side of the Dnipro River near Kherson, Lakovyi told Ukrainian media. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer remains completely resolute in backing Ukraine, his office said Monday, after Zelensky said UK support has slowed down recently. Russian oil plant in Proltarsk, southern Rostov region, burned for 2 days after a Ukrainian drone strike. Images and video from Russian social media platforms showed a big fire and explosions that damaged 11 storage tanks. Vasily Golyabev, Rostov area governor, said 41 firemen needed hospitalization. After the Kursk attack, Russian presidential assistant Yuri Ushakov stated Moscow was not ready for peace negotiations with Ukraine. Ukraine wants Russian troops out of its land before negotiations. We face online disinformation from bad actors that promote intolerance. Teams of wealthy lawyers seeking to block us from publishing certain news. Lobby groups with unclear funding that debunk climate emergency and other science. Authoritarian regimes that disregard press freedom. Something powerful is on our side. We got you. We invite you to unlock our amazing investigative journalism with unique digital extras. 1. Our app has unlimited articles. 2. Ad-free reading across devices. 3. Exclusive weekly Guardian Newsroom newsletter for supporters. 4. Support requests are rarer. 5. Full Guardian Feast app access. Bangladeshi readers like you finance The Guardian, and only our editor determines what we publish. Support us monthly if possible. Setup takes less than a minute, and you know you're making a major effect every time.